It was the first full day of racing in the 18th edition of the Santos Tour Down Under. The World Tour Series was underway on its long journey to October, where it will end in Italy. The start in prospect, the gun is off, 130.8 kilometres for the riders as they were bound now for Lindok. And once into the town of Lindok, they will complete three 26.9 kilometre laps. Neutralised rollout section for the competitors, 20 teams, 18 World Tour teams in the field. As soon as the flag came in, so the first attack was commenced by Sean Lake, recently the bronze medalist in the Australian Time Trial Championship. He was quickly joined by the Frenchman Alexis Gougard of Team AG2R and Martin Kaiser of Lotto Jumbo. Onto the only serious climb of the day for the Subaru King of the Mountains competition at T3 Gully. 12.8 kilometres covered. An early attack by Sean Lake looked as though he may have misjudged the fast finish of Kaiser, but on the line he got it just. So he would wear the Subaru black-spotted King of the Mountains leaders jersey on stage 2 tomorrow, as they then continued on their long journey towards Lindok. As we're going past the ponds here, round the rim, the three riders were building an advantage of just on 2 minutes over the field that were left completely in the charge of Caleb Ewan's Orica Green Edge squad. This wasn't the bell for the last lap. This was the first visit through the town on the finish line at Lindok. Out onto the first big lap of 3. They're arriving at Cockatoo Valley for the first sprint in the II-Net sprint competition, and this time it was the French opportunist Alexis Gougard just snatching a 3 seconds time bonus off Martin Kaiser and Sean Lake. We were now deep in the heart of the Barossa Valley, and the riders allowing the breakaway a little bit of an advantage. At the first passage through it had been 2 minutes 14 seconds, but it was coming down slowly at the hydration water point. The field continued to monitor the breakaway of 3 riders as they returned to Cockatoo Valley on the second of 3 circuits. Again it was a sprint, and again it was the Frenchman Alexis Gougard, and they almost caught up with the South Australian police. Nonetheless, Gougard got the 3 seconds, building his advantage to 6 seconds in time bonuses on the day. But then came the first signs of weakness in the 3-man breakaway, because at 42 kilometres to go, Kaiser was dropped by the other 2. The man who pedalled over 16,000 kilometres in races last year, making a rather slower start to the season. He was back in the field. The field were now concentrating on 2 riders at just over 1 minute ahead, and 22 kilometres out from the finish, the Frenchman also decided enough was enough. The ex-rower Sean Lake was now by himself and was trying to make use of that bronze medal he had won recently in the individual time trial in Buninyong in the Australian Time Trial Championships. One man versus the rest, but it was really one man versus one man, because setting the pace always at the front of the peloton was Caleb Ewan's teammate Michael Hepburn. 6 kilometres to go altogether. The final circuit as they return towards Lindok. All of the riders now together, everybody back in the pack. At 1 kilometre to go, there's no doubt the sprinters would have their day. They were racing into a headwind finish, and it looked as though Caleb Ewan again would not be contesting the sprint. Watch the rider, second rider in white here, as he sees the finishing line. Wouter Whippet was heading to the line, and Caleb Ewan opened up, and he put complete daylight between that and the rest of the best sprinters in the world to claim his first World Tour win. This pocket rocket is untouchable at the moment in Australia. It was his 6th win in the month of January, and one of the first riders to congratulate him as he crossed that finishing line well clear of the field was one of the overall race favourites, Simon Gerrans.
And it's very complicated for Orica Green Edge at a race like this, because you've got 2 tactics really. You want to win stages for yourself, but you've got to think about the overall, so you can't use all your energy in the first day's racing.
Yeah, you know, I need to thank Gary for that. for sharing the team with me. You know, if he said to the team that he wants them to just ride for him, they would have to do that. So for a guy like that who can really win the overall to say, oh yeah, you can have your goes on the day that's going to be sprints, you know, it means a lot.
Well, you're going to ride down this straight now. You're going to change that jersey. You're going to put an Oka jersey on your shoulders for tomorrow. That's a proud moment.
Yeah, you know, it's really a really proud moment for me. I've never led a World Tour race before, and to lead my first one in my home country is, yeah, it's a real honour for me.
Congratulations. Good luck.
Thank you.
Seemingly untouchable, will Caleb Ewan defend his Santos Okas leader's jersey on the 132 kilometres second stage of the Santos Tour Down Under as it heads from Unley to Stirling tomorrow.
Nebraska Council are proud to present the winner. The brass hoop